Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ifeoluwa Akintune. If you're a returning subscriber, oh my goodness, I love you so much. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And if it's your first time coming across my page, you are welcome. Make yourself feel at home, grab something to eat, grab something to drink because I've got beautiful content for you today. So today we're going to be having a story time. Before I delve straight into the video and tell you about this beautiful story that I have today, if you're a new YouTuber like me and you love the brightening and the lightning of this video, and you're looking to get equipment to start your YouTube channel, and you're looking into getting an LED light, I've got the perfect one for you. That's the one I use. And if you like the lightning in this video, it's probably the one you should get because it's very beginner friendly and you will love it. It's the newer LED light in 18 inches. I'll drop the link in the description box below, and then you can have a look and see if it's something that you like. This is not a paid advert, by the way. I just wanted to drop that. Okay. Hi guys, let's get into the video of today. And from the title that you can see below, I'm sure you already know what this video is about. So this video is about the time I was caught lying about my results. Okay. I'll give you some backstory so that you have a better context to this story. So when I was younger, at about say 12, 13, I had a dream of becoming a lawyer when I grow up. So my plan was to, go to the art class because in Nigeria, if you want to become a doctor, nurse, and anything in sciences, you would have to be in science class in your senior secondary school. And if you want to, for example, become a lawyer or an artist, things like that, you will be in art class. After you write your junior WAEC in Nigeria, they kind of segregate you in the classes according to, first of all, your results, your grades from the junior WAEC. For people that don't know what junior WAEC is basically the junior secondary school exam that you write to get into senior secondary school. After writing the junior WAEC, the results will determine what class you will be in and also your personal choice. So if you wanted to be in science class and you've passed all the science subjects like integrated science, intro tech, you've passed your mathematics, your English, and you're interested in being a science student, maybe you want to become a doctor in future, you would get put in science class. And if you wanted to be a lawyer, for example, you've passed the necessary subjects to be put in art class, you would automatically be in art class if you've also signified that as your preferred class. Now, back to the story. So when I was growing up, I really, really wanted to become a lawyer. Getting into secondary school, junior secondary school, we learned that, if you want to become a lawyer, you would have to go to art class. I was working towards that. I was excited. I was hoping that when I get to my junior secondary school 3, that's GSS 3, and I'm required to write the exam that will qualify me for the class to become a lawyer. So art subjects would include English, literature, social studies, and things like that. So you would get put in art class. So upon writing my junior WAEC, I informed my dad. No, me and my dad had a discussion, and then it was like, so what class will you be putting in for? And I said, I'll just write my junior WAEC and I'll go into art class. And it was like, no, you're not going into art class. You have to go to science class. My daddy just basically wanted me to become a doctor. I guess I wasn't sure why he wanted it at that time, but in retrospect, I think he just felt like I'll be really good at it and I'm able to do it because he knows how difficult, reading to become a medical doctor will be. And he just trusted that, I'm strong enough and he feels like I can do it. So he said science class. And I argued with him. I'm like, no, I don't want to be in science class. I want to go to art class because I want to become a lawyer. And I was like, well, you can go to science class and still become a lawyer. And I was like, how does that work? And he said, the plan is you will go to science class, and when you finish, when you graduate from secondary school, you will then write the WAEC. So you write it privately, and if you pass the necessary subjects for you to become a lawyer, then I'm more than happy to, send you and sponsor you in the universities to study law. And I felt like, oh, that's not a bad deal. All I need to do is graduate, make sure I study really, really hard after I graduate for the art subjects. And I would just, go into uni for my law degree. So, guys, I ended up in science class for 3 years, SS1, SS2, SS3. SS3 came, I aced all my subjects in science class. I had A's, B's, and maybe one C for my WAEC in the science class. It was really good. And the next thing was we were supposed to fill in the courses we wanted to do, in uni. And so I filled in things like MBBS, that would be medicine and surgery or something like that. So I filled that in. And all this while I was just thinking, oh, I'm just writing this WAEC just for writing's sake, because later I would then go on to write, for the art class so that I can go to uni and study law. All well and good. I passed my science class courses, and then it was time to study law. And then in the middle of it, I realized that literature is not easy. And all the books I needed to read, they were not easy. It would have been easier if I was already, in art class and I learned with everyone. So I had to study extra hard because I think there were 3 major courses you needed to pass to study law. So government was one of them. You definitely needed literature. I was very good at English, so I didn't have a problem with that. Obviously, you need to pass maths. So long story short, I went in, I studied really, really, really hard, and then I put in to write my WAEC privately so that I can then go on to study law. And then few months down the line, results were out. Meanwhile, in the meantime, whilst I was writing my private WAEC to go into university to study law, my results from the WAEC I wrote for the science class came out, and I passed. I did excellently well. I did brilliantly well, and I was accepted to uni to study microbiology. And my dad was like, oh, that's good of you. The results came, and then I was accepted into a university to study microbiology. And he said, oh, it's time for me to go to uni. I'm like, no, we can't go to uni. The plan is to, do law. What exactly? Why are we having this discussion? Just before the admission and everything went through properly, my results from my WAEC for the hard class came, and I was so happy to check. And then I checked, and guess what? I passed every other course, or every other subject rather, but literature. I didn't pass literature. In fact, I failed literature. Honestly, should I say I'm surprised? No, I'm not, because it was quite hard to go through all the novels, read, the plot, the everything. Literature was harder than I thought, but I did very well. Even government, I had a B or something, and it was really good. So I showed my dad the results, and he was like, oh, you've had the chance, you've had the chance to write the WAEC now for the course that you really want to do, but you haven't passed. So we have to go ahead with the first plan, which is for you to go do microbiology. You have to do well in your first year so you can do medicine. And I was like, really? Because in my mind, I thought I would be given another chance to maybe to further study harder, and then maybe write the WAEC again, and then pass this time so I can go ahead and study law, because that was the plan. Law is the plan, or law was the plan now. But then I realized that in the flash, I have been scammed. I've been scammed by my dad. So the plan all along was that I would do a science related course, and that was it. However, I thought I was given a golden opportunity, and then I'll just write the WAEC for the art subject, and I'll pass, and then I'll go ahead and have the course of my dreams, which is law, and to become a lawyer in the future. Well, that didn't happen. And so I was made to resume uni to start studying microbiology. Oh my goodness. Was I rebellious? I was so unhappy. I didn't know the exact words for it at that time, but now when I think about it, I think I resented everything microbiology. I hated it so much. I was like, what exactly am I doing here? I didn't put one tiny effort into, acing my exams or passing my exams. I didn't read. I didn't do anything because I was like, you know what? This course I was forced to do it, so I'm not going to do it well. I'm just going to do whatever I like. So I didn't read. When my mates and my colleagues, my classmates and everything, when they were studying hard to, pass excellently, I was just there. I couldn't be bothered. I didn't read. I didn't study. I didn't do anything. I was just there. I was enjoying my life in uni, dressing well, wearing my beautiful makeup and everything. Didn't study, didn't do nothing. Fast forward, first year gone. We had our first year exams. That's first semester and second semester in the first year. And I didn't do well. The only thing that I got going for me at that time is I didn't fail enough to have to rewrite any module or any course, because I be getting the D's, the C's, the E's even. The only thing I didn't get is the F. Yes, the only thing I didn't get is the F. But when we would, be on holiday, and then we'd have to go back to uni to actually copy out our results when we get the information that the results are released, we'd have to go back to uni. I would write down this beautiful, results down for my dad, go back home, show my dad that I've got the A's and the B's, and he's there getting very excited that, oh my goodness, my daughter is doing really well. And at some point we had a discussion about, going back for medicine since my results were so good. So I convinced him to say, I'm actually really enjoying microbiology. Can I just continue microbiology? This is me knowing that there's no way I could do medicine anyway, because the results I was posing to him were fake. They were all fake. My real results won't get me anywhere. It's funny now, So I managed to convince him. I was like, okay, microbiology is not bad. Just continue doing it anyway. So I continued. I did it. I continued my microbiology. First year came and went. Second year came also. I was still doing the same thing, just acting like a fine girl on campus, enjoying my life. I didn't read. I didn't study. I was so pained. I'm like, since you guys won't allow me to do what I want to do, I would not do this one that you want me to do. I won't do it well. And I was that pained to do microbiology. You would think that I would then have a plan whilst I'm studying microbiology or not studying. I would, have plans to rewrite the WAEC for the hard subjects, and then maybe go on to put in for law and see if any uni will accept me for law, like good, brilliant plans like that. People that have got plans for their future would probably do that. But no, I was just there, getting sad, being rebellious, just wandering the surface of the earth, doing nothing. Getting money from my dad, enjoying my life, just eating, waking up, sleeping. I was attending classes, but I wasn't into it. And I didn't have any other plans. It's not like I wasn't making any plans by the side. It's different. The thing is, I wasn't even thinking that the day I get caught, because one day I would surely get caught, what then would be my excuse? I wasn't thinking. I never thought about that day. I never thought about the day I would get caught. Apart from that day, I wasn't even planning. I didn't have plans for, you know, what my future holds. Now that since I'm not doing microbiology properly, so what exactly should I do? No, I had no plans. I was just living my life. So fast forward to second year, second semester holidays. My dad got a digital copy of my results from my uni. So unknown to me, the uni started this interface where your parents can actually go online, register, and get details of your results. So I had no idea they had started that. It wasn't announced. So they just sent emails to our parents, and the parents were able to log into the portal and they were able to view results. And so my dad saw the results, and I was called to his room to a meeting. I remember that day vividly. And he asked me, "Why, Ife? This is your results. It's totally different from what you've been showing me. Why? Why did you lie? Why didn't you do well?" And then it was at that point I realized that I didn't actually make any plans for this part of the deal. Like, for the day I will get caught, what exactly did I plan to say? What exactly was my plan? You know, I wasn't even doing anything by the side. Like, maybe I wasn't working on, actually studying law. If I was doing that on the side, I would be able to, come out and say, "Well, you forced me to do microbiology. It's not something I wanted to do. Look at this. I've been trying so hard, to do my subjects that would get me into law." And maybe they would be mad, but they probably would be impressed to say, "Oh, this girl is actually trying her best. This actually shows that she's very, very, bent on doing law." But no, I had nothing, absolutely nothing to show. I had no good excuse for failing. I had no good excuse for lying. I had nothing. I was just there in tears because, what else would you do? You've been caught, so you have to cry. That's the only thing that you have going for you now. The water works. So I started crying, bawling my eyes out. So I think my mom pleaded with him, and then I promised him I would do better. I just told him I was really ashamed of my results. That's why I had been lying, and I've been trying very hard, to do well, but the course is really difficult for me. That's why I told my dad. And then he was like, "Okay, just promise me you will do better." And I promised I would do better. After that whole incident, I had a reflection. I had to sit down by myself and talk to myself. So I had this reflection, and it just occurred to me that no matter what, when I graduate, my name will be on the reports. My name will be on the results. My name will be on my transcripts. My name will be everywhere. And there's no cover letter on any of this, on the results or my transcript to say, "My results is this ridiculous because I didn't want to do this course anyway, but I was forced to do it. And that's why I have these very bad results." No. I came to the realization that I won't be able to explain to anybody. I won't be able to explain to anyone. Anywhere my results were supposed to go to, to get submitted for the next stage of my life, I would have to tender that results. The ridiculous results. That could have been better. It's different if you have learning difficulties and you're not very brilliant or you're not very good. It's different if you're struggling academically. It's different. This was an affliction that was self-made. It was self-inflicted. I did this intentionally. I did this on purpose. It wasn't because I couldn't read do better. No. It was just purely irresponsible of me. So I decided in that moment and time that if not for anything, but to save my name, I would do better. And to save my dad, because my dad was really very sad and unhappy, and I didn't like saying him that way. I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to do well in this course, and afterwards, if I in the future want to do law, fine, I would do it. But I'm happy to announce to you that I didn't do law. Anyway, back to the story. So I got back to uni in my third year, studied really hard, did so well to the extent that one of the lecturers had my script in her hand one time, and she called my name in class and she was like, I need you to see me in my office. I was already scared. I thought, maybe I did something wrong. So I went to the office and she's like, what's your name? I told her my full name. She said, this is the first time I'm noticing you. Like, I've compared your results from this semester to what you had in your first and second year, and it's you know, it's different. There's a very big gap. Like, it feels like there are two different people that have written these exams. And I was like, you are very correct, ma. You are very correct. She's like, well done. Whatever it is you're doing, continue doing it. Keep working hard. Because I just saw that, I just decided to start working hard and everything. It's like, well, keep at it. You're very good. This is very good. That's how hard I worked. And that's how well I could. It makes you, it makes you think that if I had worked that hard, I could have been, I could have been one of the very, very good students right from my first year. But no, I didn't do that. Anyway, my third year, my fourth year went very well. My parents were able to view my results online and they were very impressed. But the down part was that I'd already done so bad in my first and second year that, it kept adding up, the way CGPA is carried forward. So it affected my overall score. But for every year, I was getting nothing less than, 4.5, 4.6 sometimes GPA for like that particular year. But by the time you had on my cumulative GPA from my previous years, like the first and second year, it just drops it. It keeps dropping it down. It keeps dropping it down. So at the end of the day, when I graduated, finally, I graduated with a good results, all well and good. But my results could have been better. Because if I give you my transcripts now, and you view my third and second year, and you compare it to my third and fourth year rather, and you compare it to my first and second year, you might be convinced that they were two different people, to be honest. Because from my third year till I graduated, I didn't have one C. I didn't have one C grade. I had A or B, A or B, A or B throughout. So it shows that I could have replicated that in my first and second year. I could have done that. I could have been doing that from the beginning, and I would have finished in very flying colors. And so in retrospect, when I think about it, it has that experience that I had has informed a lot of my life choices moving forward, a lot of my life experience moving forward. Like, from that point, I've learned that no matter where I find myself, even if it's not what I want to be doing at that time, I owe it to myself and to the people that love me to still be excellent at it. I owe it to everyone around me, especially myself, to be excellent at it. So this is a charge to you. Maybe you are in that job that you don't love very much, or that's not the job that you really aspire to have. Whilst you're waiting for the real job, whilst you're waiting for, the other opportunity, whilst you're waiting for that business to come through, or whilst you're waiting for, the finances to start that, start that startup or start that business that you're looking forward to, what are you doing with the place you are at right now? Are you being excellent in your workplace? Do you go there on time? Do you resume on time? Do you put in your 100%? Can you be recommended by people at your workplace? Can you be recommended by, by people, by family, by friends? Are you good at what you do? I've learned that even though we might not always have what we want, or like what we need, sometimes whatever it is we have, we need to make do, and we need to make excellent use of them. We need to make the opportunities whilst they're there, even if they are not the ones we were looking forward to, or the ones we'd hoped that we would have at that time. Because look at it, at the end of the day, I'm a nurse now. I wound up doing something in science. At the end of the day, I needed those results. Thank God that most of the times when you're applying to schools, maybe you wanted to do for masters and things like that, they were only concerned about my third and fourth year. Usually they would even say just upload your transcript from the third and fourth year, or sometimes they would just calculate the cumulative from the third and fourth year rather than the whole four years. And when you just think about it, at the end of the day, it's you. It's your name. It's your name on the line. I know you don't like where you're at. I know that job is not the job that you want to do. But whilst you're still there, and whilst you're waiting for the other one to come through, like the one you love to come through, what are you doing with the one you have now? You should ask yourself that question. Sit with yourself. We owe it to ourselves to always put in our best, no matter where we find ourselves. And I'll just wrap up the video here because I don't want it to get too long. If you have gone to this part of the video, that is, you've gotten to the end of this video, oh my goodness, I love you so much. Please, if you have not subscribed, subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Give it a thumbs up if you like the story. Let me know what kind of stories you would like to hear, or what kind of content you would like to see on my channel. Just put it in the comment section down below. Click the bell icon so that you can get notifications whenever I put out a new video. And if you're new here, I love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, or I even love you more. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you for believing in me. My name is Ifeoluwa Akintunde, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.